Alright, let's get into this. Um, so, basically here, um, we have, sorry, uh, we took a trade, it hit, yeah, so let's just get into it. This was honestly ideal. Um, so we had a bunch of news that came out actually. So this morning, bring that over here. This was today. Yeah, honestly, a bunch of stuff. Trump speaks a little later today. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, and this was the news that came out here on that candle. But let's just kind of get into what the thought process was for today. So really, at first I wasn't really sure what I was wanting because we were playing in this gap here on ES and NASDAQ. We were respecting this gap, so I was like, okay, maybe we want to take a bullish trade. Ouch, bullish trade to the upside. But we also, if you think about it too, because we have that gap, but then we also have this gap, and we did inverse this gap to the downside. But then we inversed this gap. So then if you kind of go to the 1 hour, scale down a little bit, you also have this. This didn't even happen yet right here, because this is 9 and 10 candles. We only have from here on, so we didn't even know this gap was a thing yet. But we were honestly just trying to see like what was going on here. So I mean, we have this gap here. We were kind of respecting this gap, so we were like, maybe we want to take a bearish trade. I don't know. But then we invalidated this gap 7 a.m. start of 7 a.m. pre-market. So about 7:30, we invalidate this gap, move higher with the news, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a good sign, because if you go to the hourly as well, the news comes out, we reach these previous New York highs here on both indexes. And so then this is where ES all-time highs, like what's going to happen here? What do we want to see happen? I mean, if we want to trade higher, I wouldn't really be comfortable taking a trade. No draws on liquidity, nothing, you know what I mean? So ideally I was wanting to trade lower, but I was like, this could easily be a sweep. Then we can target a trade to the downside. And that's kind of what happened. That's what I noticed. Right when news hit on pre-market, we're kind of sweeping this high in a way, and we're seeing order flow kind of change to the downside, rejecting the I don't know how I would say that, like rejecting this hourly liquidity basically. So that's a point where price could reverse, and that's obviously what happened, as you can see. And we're still respecting this gap. Now you see price action right now, we still are respecting this gap. So for later on, I want to probably see that. We'll see kind of how price plays out. But yeah, that's what I was seeing. This was honestly as simple as, okay, we're noticing a sweep here. We're seeing a change in order flow almost. We start going up again, but then we manipulate this high again. So that's honestly what I was seeing. And yeah, this was really ideal. I mean, we already got, literally on NQ, we got already a break of structure right before market opened. Then we, what's it called? We push up, manipulate the high, then we create this 5-minute SMT divergence right here. What's it called? A lower high here, a higher high here, SMT 5-minute time frame. then we're like, boom, okay, so SMT in our direction, ES is the leading index right now currently, you know, so that's what we saw as well. Then we saw this imbalance form as well on the 5 minute voice crack, wow, on the 5 minute time frame. Price was filling here on NASDAQ, and so yeah, we wanted to trade on ES. We were like, this is looking great for shorts, honestly, in my opinion. We were the only thing was, though, I was a little worried about is because we were still kind of in this manipulation time frame of right off market open, you know, like 10 minutes into market open, you know, because usually the first 15 minutes is like a manipulation time frame, you know. But this, I felt comfortable taking this because just everything happened to a T, and then we were able to draw out equilibrium here. We got the retracement, tapped equilibrium, plus we're filling this gap and respecting it very nicely on the 5 minute time frame. So I really like that. And then we had the SMT as more confirmation, basically giving us more faith. You know, so yeah, it was honestly an ideal trade. And then, so, you know, we respect the gap. We're honestly just waiting for some sort of break. We get a break right here on this candle closure, so we enter like right when it's closing. I got a really good fill right when I entered, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, and simply literally was just targeting Asia session lows. That's all I was targeting. And I honestly I got out of the trade a little bit later than that because I wasn't really paying attention. I was talking to my buddy, and like then all of a sudden we got this huge big rip down, you know, this candle, you know, and so I think I exited like right here or something like that. But yeah, because my take profit I think was a little below like on my phone, you know, so like I wasn't really sure, so I just closed the full thing out, you know. But this is what I was targeting, Asia session lows. That's all I wanted. There was no partial spots, you know. But when we were in the trade, we were kind of saying like price could easily go down, and like I'd honestly want to see it trade lower, you know what I mean? I'd want to see it trade lower into the gap. I mean, we almost basically touched the equilibrium of the gap. But yeah, I mean, I was expecting it to go lower, honestly. It's just this was the last draw on liquidity, so I mean that you know what I mean, like that just gives us more confirmation because price could have reversed here back up, you know what I mean, like just like what it did here, it can do the same thing, but you know what I mean. So this was the last point where we're like, okay, this is where we know price could go off of what we know of trading and how the market moves, you know what I mean. So that's why we exited the trade there. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate in a way because we traded it back up a little bit, but then we went even farther down, you know what I mean, like I said, almost to the equilibrium of the imbalance on the 1 hour. But yeah, I mean, that's fine because we could have got a 1 to 2 rather than a, you know, a 1.2 to 1, you know what I mean. So it's like it's all good. I'm like I got my piece, like I got my piece of the pie, like I'm not tripping about that at all. My trade was right, you know. We beat a market that 99% of people can't beat, you know what I mean. So yeah, honestly, ideal setup today for me, really. Early and open, but this was really good, honestly. A little unsure of the bias at first, but then kind of talked it out with my friend, and we were really we were liking what we were seeing, honestly, to go short. I'll tell you the point where I would have wanted to try and go long if that was the case, and that would have been if we inverse this gap here on the 5 minute, because that would have gave us honestly a change in delivery to the upside. And that's when we would want to say, hey, we want to go long here, or we would say we don't want to trade, because then that would make ES be going all the way to all-time highs, and you know what I mean. But yeah, like price is now reversing right now, you know what I mean. So swift move up, it can easily, like, you know what I mean, like just how we know, like swift move down, we can easily make a swift move up, and that's what we're doing honestly right now. So yeah, but yeah, so that was like the trade for today. Honestly, really good price action in my opinion. So yeah, We entered the trade at what time was that? About 8:44. So like literally 1 minute before 8:45 of like the manipulation time frame. Entered a little earlier than I would want, honestly. I usually like to wait till about 8:50, but I mean it's only 5 minutes before, so yeah. I mean that's really the only thing I could say that could have, went wrong today. But yeah, so I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We have some news. I'll show you here. We have some news tomorrow, but yeah, we should still be good to trade. We'll just kind of see how it affected the market. But yeah, I'll see y'all boys tomorrow.